Hey guys, Thunder here. Wanted to go over pushing with the blue BE, what to watch for, what to do. Overall, going to focus mostly on that. I've already done the crafting, so this will just be the end of the Blue Battle Event push for this time around. So, coming on over into here, show my multiplier real quick. So I do have the passive 2 and 4 legendary orbs, so I'll have that nice boost to starting the board with the 8 blue spirits, and some nice powerful heal triggers, which is always nice. And we'll be starting with the defensive setup here, just the 4% heal and 10% magic resist. So I have the boss already leveled up pretty high, and we're going to see how high we can actually get this guy. Alright. Alright, so not bad here, so let's jump right into it. Normally, when it gets pretty high, I try to play with the board as long as I can get most of my spirits good. You want those extra rounds of damage in to try and avoid extra attacks. And you just hope for some passive number 2 procs to straighten out your board. Alright, getting some pretty good damage in here. Let's see how this hit's gonna do on us. Oof, tough. Alright, so that drops us down pretty low. So right now, we're definitely relying on the super heal from our mystical wind to keep ourselves alive. So let's try and get one of those, or finish off the boss, one of the two. There we go. A nice huge heal there. Alright, and we'll bring this guy down pretty safely. 14% from the magic hit is pretty rough. So we're already pretty close to the point where we're not going to be able to handle this boss for much longer with no adjustments. Alright, so this is not ideal here. We're going to actually correct that board a little. Alright, let's get some damage in on him. Alright. Ooh, tough hits. Alright. Drop down pretty low there. Let's get ourselves healed back up. Nice proc there. Alright. Yep, our health is definitely low here. Relying completely on the healing from the mystical wind here. Our 4% healing's not doing all so much for us. We could probably push another level or two, but then we're going to have to change tactics and adapt a little bit for 4 tickets. Alright, get some nice damage in. Let's see how this hit does. Down to 9% from 16. Okay, so that's a pretty big hit. It drops us about 7% on this boss level increase. That's pretty big. So we're definitely nearing our absolute limit here. Hoping for that heal. Did not get it, so the boss got us without the heal. That's alright, we'll just use another ticket on him. Sometimes that happens. Blue boss is a bit RNG heavy based on the heals coming in. Alright, so what we're noticing here is that we're having a very hard time staying alive from that hit. So we're going to make a little adjustment. The first attack from the boss is actually the physical attack, so we're going to adjust this. I'm going to need a helm real quick. So let's get that. Cool, got a helm. This is why it's nice to keep just kind of one copy of everything in your inventory. That way you can always adjust for whatever you need on the boss for your multiplier. So right in here, we're going to switch over to the melee resistance because we're getting pretty close to dying. And we don't want to die on that first attack for sure. The other thing we're doing is we're going to start optimizing for staying alive through that first attack and trying to kill him for that second attack. And if we can't, then we'll get him in 4 tickets. So what we're actually going to do here is drop our healing because we're totally going to rely on the passive now that it's this risky. We're going to go for extra multipliers, so some extra damage, some extra health, and some extra armor to try and stay alive longer. We're going to go back in after this boss and see what we can do. So we should be able to take his first attack pretty well with the Wind Defender and the melee resistance in here. So let's see how that fares. We got that corrected the board a bit, that's nice. That being said, at this point, his magic attack will completely destroy us. So we are really trying to push our damage there. Yeah, so instead of dropping down to like 2%, we're at 18 on this level, thanks to that extra resistance, and we're going to push through on this damage here. Oh, not quite. Alright, so we're definitely in the 2-ticket phase. Now there is an advanced topic I'll cover later in another video. Right now, what we're doing is we're using a resurrection. We're using just a passive shield. If you have full orbs and you have a passive, you actually swap this shield out for a resurrection shield. So you try to survive that first attack, right? And then when he goes and kills you with the magic, you'll resurrect, and then you'll be able to freeze for a nice longer chunk of damage against that boss. So you can do extra at 2 tickets. However, I'm going to carry ahead here on 4 tickets and keep it nice and simple. Pop that. Alright. So we're firmly into the 2-ticket section, and now what we're watching for mainly here is that we are looking to really get a lot of damage out on this boss. And the main reason we want all the damage on the boss is because we need its health below that 50% marker. Because that's going to do a lot of work for us. Right? So this is very easy to keep 2-ticketing with all that damage we're able to do. So we're going to keep 2-ticket spamming it as long as we're not moving into that 6-ticket territory range. Right? Because instead of spending 6 tickets to kill 96, we just spend 4. So we're still saving 2. This is good. And with our double stacked melee resistance, we're able to really weather that first attack pretty well for a little bit longer here. Let's see how this hits. It's going to be pretty hard, I'm imagining, at this point. Yes, that's dropping us to 8%. Okay, so this is pretty risky now. Our next boss is going to be very close, but it may be able to be done after this. So we're going to finish off this guy now that we know that we can survive that. And this 98 boss is going to be very tough to see if we can survive that melee attack. So let's see how that goes. The worst case scenario is it's 6 tickets and we didn't lose anything. Keep that in mind. Alright, get this damage up. I was hoping for a little better spirit regen here. This is not looking great. Ooh, this is not ideal. Okay. Lost our damage buff there. Alright, we're able to survive, but this may end up being 6 tickets due to our RNG on the spirits. So we did get him below half, so we might be able to still finish him off in just 4. Okay. But we're definitely going to get one shot after this, because we were at very low from that attack, so we're not going to be able to make one more level on him. Oh, actually going to get him before he attacks. Cool. Alright, because he was dropping us so low, there's no way we're going to survive that melee attack anymore. Which means that if we went up and did another boss, we're just going to get wrecked. So this is the point where we're going to want to start switching over to 6 tickets and breezing through the boss. So I'll just demo that really fast. You'll see that at 6 tickets, as everyone expects, we'll just be able to go through the boss pretty smoothly and not really have any issues. Our damage is just so high again. So we'll be able to clearly move up a few more levels after switching to 6. And when you get to the top with 6, you're going to just kind of watch that same indicators you don't really want to go to 12 tickets. That's really losing a lot of points. So be a bit safer and cautious. Try to plan out so, like, if I had a bad round of RNG, I could still live. Um, and play it to your tolerance. Remember, you have to farm that top level boss a bit to get all the points out of the battle event. So just keep an eye on that. All right, this ends the Blue Battle Event push demonstration, and I hope that helps everyone out. Thunder out.